Yay, I passed the test. In that beast of a rig. Gonna go and get my HR license now so I can drive that bloody bus. Happy days. I had a bit of a problem yesterday after getting my license to drive the bus. I kind of rushed around to try and finish off some walls without thinking about it too much. So I managed to get this wall here framed up, some cabling run, and the problem I came across was screwing the top track off. I didn't stop to think what's in the bulkhead. I've gone through and screwed all the top tracks into the bulkhead, and started the bus up yesterday just to test out all the lights in the bulkhead and whatnot. As soon as I fired the bus up, I could hear this pop 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 in the fuse box down below, which led me to think there's something going wrong. I wasn't doing that the other day, so it quickly dawned on me that when I screwed the top tracks into the bulkhead, there might have been some cabling in there that I've compromised. And sure enough, the only part of the bulkhead I could get a screw into was right into the edge, along the edge. And it turns out that's where they have all the 12 volt wiring loom to run all the lights and fans in the bulkhead. They're all glued right onto that edge. So I've gone through, banged a whole heap of screws through these wires. Now I could just take all the screws out and you know, put new fuses back in, and that should be enough just to fix it. Every now and then it might bloody short out and blow a fuse, but I want to do it properly, so I had to go out, spend 120 bucks, and that's not everything. I only got most things for that money. So that's to buy the auto cable, and because it's a motorhome, or you know, caravan, everything like that, then you need to use 15 amp cable. So 15 amp cable, single core. This stuff was like $2.50 a meter. So just for 1, 2, 3, 4, just for those 6 rolls, $10 a roll for 4 meters, 60 bucks. And to get some heat shrink. Stuff is really good. It acts as like a coaxial, a sheathing over your solder. Stuff's really good. Small fuses. This bus uses ceramic fuses. Got a couple of packs of those, and a soldering iron. So there's only about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only about 5 meters on each side of cable. That's and they're only 4 meter length, so I don't know what I'm going to do there, but that's all I can get at the time. Oh man, such a frustrating thing, but you know, in this situation, I'm going to have to force myself to play also electrician for the day. So I've done some basic soldering and stuff before in the past. So I'm going to play electrician for the day. I have to cut these terminations off, resolder them to a new wire, run a new wire through the bulkhead. And yeah, I wasn't a happy camper last night when I come across that, that's for sure. and I didn't want to have to touch. The reason why I left the bulkhead there in the first place, because you know it's a pretty nice feature to have 2 lights and 2 fans, you know, all wired in with switches and everything, every metre apart. We've got all the lighting and the fans, 12-volt fan system sorted out already. It's already plumbed in, so now I'll have to just go and rewire that. It's going to be a nightmare, it's going to be a pain in the ass. It's not something I'm 100% confident at doing, but I'm going to get it done. I'm just going to assume these plugs have 2 blacks and 2 pinks. So what it looks like is that's just essentially one cable, but it's a loop. So you got the one cable coming down into here and then looping off of that, heading back that way. So even though I've got one black cable, it's going to terminate 2 blacks on the plug. So I'll just sort of down here the one black cable, cut that, and then I'll solder one end onto there and the other end onto the other black, and so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. I find soldering a join this way is a lot more effective. There are other options to join your cables and your wires together. You've got like different crimp joiners that you can use, and like quick splits and stuff like that. But I find the old traditional soldering your wire together and then this heat shrink stuff is really good as well, because the heat shrink acts as coaxial and it protects the solder from earthing out and stops it from rusting or any calcification or anything like that. I find this particular method would be most appropriate under the conditions, because this is a motorhome, and it's, once again, and I've said it many times in the past, logically, you know, the bus is going to be subject to a lot of movement and vibration and swinging, so them wires are going to be bouncing up and down and whatever. And logically, I think if you use some type of crimp joiner, you know, there's a possibility that could work its way loose through vibration over time, whereas as opposed to soldering the join, they didn't have any pink wire, so I'm just going to replace that colour pink. I'm going to replace that with green, and okay, come and have a look. As I've gone along, I've gotten better and better. This one's a little bit rough and bloody all over the show. Well, this is the third one, as you can see. It's starting to look pretty good. So soldering's just one of those things, the more you do it, just like anything, the more you do it, the better you get at it.